3 people are behind bars after allegedly luring a man into a hotel for sex before torturing him for hours and stealing from him. The authorities said that on the 21st of October, 25-year-old Jessica Mortensen contacted the victim through Facebook Messenger, whom she knew from high school, and the two reportedly arranged to meet at the Holiday Inn Hotel along Silo Hill Lane in Murfreesboro, Tennessee that night at 11:30 p.m. for sex in exchange for $300. Once inside the hotel room, Jessica went to the bathroom when 2 other suspects, 41-year-old Harry Kinningham and 37-year-old Joshua Fraser, pretended to be police officers from Nashville and approached the victim. Not knowing if they were real police officers, he complied with their demands, including emptying out his pockets and to give them his wallet, debit card and cell phone. He was then ordered to remove his clothing and give his bank information. The victim was then taken to a bank at gunpoint, where he was forced to withdraw thousands of dollars. The authorities said that 10 hours later, the victim was driven to the end of the driveway of his home in College Grove, thrown out of his own vehicle like a bag of trash, while the suspects kept his pickup truck and drove back to the hotel. On the afternoon of the 22nd of October, the victim reportedly filed a report with the police. Harry was arrested in his hotel room later that day. Officers found meth and weed in his pocket. He was charged with aggravated kidnapping, robbery, extortion, and simple possession of drugs. At around 2 a.m. on the 23rd of October, the authorities spotted the victim's stolen vehicle in the parking lot of the hotel, with Jessica and Joshua sitting inside. When the authorities approached them, they tried running away. Joshua was captured in the parking lot, while Jessica was found in the hotel bathroom. They were both charged with aggravated kidnapping, robbery and extortion. Jessica, Joshua and Harry are each held at the Rutherford County Adult Detention Center on a $33,500 bond. The authorities said that further charges are possible. The investigation into the matter continues. 21-year-old mother Danielle Tullis and a 24-year-old boyfriend Raekwon Gillens are behind bars after a 2-year-old boy was allegedly found alone in a motel that later died. At around 12:10 a.m. on Saturday the 15th of October, the authorities responded to the Daisy Motel along the 800 block of England Street in Ashland, Virginia, on reports of a medical emergency involving a child. When officers arrived at the scene, they found a toddler alone in a motel room in medical distress. The child was wearing a diaper that appeared to be several days old, and he had suffered bruises and multiple bone fractures. The child was transported to the VCU Medical Center in a critical condition and died 5 days later on the 20th of October. While interviewed, Danielle told investigators that she left her son with a friend while she went to work. An employee at the motel said she had never seen the child or boyfriend before, but that at least the mother had stayed there for several nights over the last few months. He added that he had this one interaction with the mother, which was about half an hour after the police had left the motel, when the mother asked for a key to get back into the room. He said she acted normally and said the child was okay. Danielle and Raekwon were arrested and charged with child neglect and abuse and remained held at the Hanover County Jail without bond. Prosecutors are waiting for more medical reports before deciding on additional charges. The authorities said that this is an ongoing and active investigation. "45-year-old Eugene Arnold III is behind bars and is accused of fatally shooting 25-year-old Rakesha King Tiggs on Wednesday afternoon. At just before 5 p.m. on the 26th of October, Rakesha was on the sidewalk in the 800 block of East 82nd Street in Chicago, Illinois, when she was shot in the leg and head. Paramedics rushed her to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where she died in the early hours of the following morning. Upon further investigation, the authorities identified Eugene as a suspect. He was arrested hours after the shooting in River North, and he's been charged with murder and attempted murder. The motive in the shooting is unclear. He was scheduled to appear in bond court on Saturday. No further information is available. 49-year-old Terrence Hurd is behind bars after allegedly fatally shooting David Tigner in front of a shopping plaza in northwest Atlanta, Georgia earlier this week. At 3:36 p.m. on the 27th of October, the authorities responded to the Simpson Plaza strip mall, located at 735 E Boone Boulevard Northwest, on reports of gunfire. When officers arrived at the scene, they found an unresponsive man in his 50s inside his vehicle had been shot multiple times. He was pronounced dead at the scene from gunshot wounds to his body. The victim was identified as David Tigner. His brother Darius Tigner told deputies that David was sitting in his car in the parking lot when a man stepped up and opened fire. Darius said that his brother was a father of 6, a grandfather, and was a pillar of the community. He said he had a heart of gold. He just loved helping people. The authorities said that the shooting stemmed from an altercation that occurred days earlier between David and Terrence. Terrence was arrested and charged with murder and possession of a firearm during a commission of a felony, and is held at the Fulton County Jail without bond. 22-year-old Joel Hernandez is behind bars after being accused of robbing one victim and sexually assaulting another in Victorville, California. At 5:14 p.m. on the 25th of October, the authorities responded to the Arrowhead Credit Union on a report of a robbery in the parking lot near an ATM machine in the 12,700 block of Armagosa Road. A 54-year-old victim said she had been robbed by a man wearing a white clown mask and a red sweatshirt. A 50-year-old victim had also called 911 just minutes earlier to report that she had been sexually assaulted and groped in the parking lot of the El Super grocery store, about half a mile away, by a suspect wearing a white clown mask and a red sweatshirt. The authorities located the suspect nearby and took him into custody. Both victims positively identified the suspect. Inside his backpack, officers found evidence of the robbery along with $500 cash stolen. Joel is charged with robbery and sexual battery and is held at the High Desert Detention Center on a $200,000 bond.